Mental health. Um, have you ever suffered from mental health
That I
issues?
know of, maybe once. I think that my mom's death really traumatized me.
Mm-hmm.
Like gave me like PTSD type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure. So
Have
I've
you ever
never
been
gone.
depressed?
Oh yeah,
Have you
yeah.
ever taken narcotics for the depression?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Have you ever been suicidal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never had those things, but I did get sick about 3 years ago. And when I got sick, um, I'd never had anxiety in my life. And suddenly I got anxiety. And that is the worst shit that I have ever been through in my life.
Really? How so? How did it feel? What'd you go through?
You're terrified for no reason.
Of what?
You're
Like
there's
just
nothing.
being alive, or
You're
like
just terrified.
just don't want to go outside, or just
Um, well, for me specifically, uh, this is what happened. I get cysts like in my skin, like big cysts.
really?
Yeah. Like they just it's in
What
my
is a
DNA.
cyst? Like a mass of skin,
It's
right?
like a no, it's like a pus pocket. So what happens is you get a hair and the sweat gland in between that doesn't quite do what it's supposed to do. So a cyst will develop, and my cysts are like really big.
Is it
And
contagious?
no,
No.
no, it goes away. Like it's kind of like a pimple, but it's under the skin,
Mm.
and it's like a knot. So there was one that I kept getting, and I told the doctor I wanted to cut it out, and it's here. It was here on my neck, and he was like, "No, don't cut it out. Just get a cortisone shot." I was like, "Cool." So the dermatologist just injected me, and then after everything, I found out that that's what made me sick. So the
What,
cortisone
the
shot.
cortisone shot
Yeah.
itself?
So the cortisone shot, what it did is it had an allergic reaction in my stomach, and it cleared up my good and bad bacteria. And when that happens, you can no longer really break down food the way you're supposed to. So yeast developed in my stomach, and then fungus developed in my stomach. And then the fungus ate a hole in my stomach. So it crossed the blood brain barrier. So when I would get paranoid or anxious, what was happening is the toxins in my food were going into my bloodstream. And since I didn't know what was going on, it's kind of like your body's really smart, and it goes to your brain and it's like, hey, something's not right. So you start freaking out for no reason. And I would freak out, like just for no reason. And I'd be like, oh my goodness, like I didn't want to harm myself. Well, later on, I found out that all mental illness is this, because everyone tried to
Is
say
what?
you're depressed. It's in your gut. It starts in your gut.
Hmm.
Yeah, because your serotonin and your what's the other one? There's serotonin and
Melatonin?
no, the one that makes you happy. They're two.
Oh.
They're two drugs. I apologize for not knowing right offhand, but anyways, let me continue. So those two chemicals, people think that it's in your brain. Well, it doesn't develop in your brain; it develops in your stomach. So when you get sick in your stomach, you can't get joy because you're no longer producing those hormones, and they're no longer or chemicals, and they're no longer going to your brain. So that's what happens with people, and unfortunately, in today's society, a lot of doctors get their advice from drug reps. You know what I mean? They don't go through continuing education. They unfortunately they have to abide by what insurance companies want. So they see patient after patient after patient. They have to see a certain amount of patients, and they're just here. Take this drug. The drug rep told me about it. It's going to help you. You're going to be fine. But really, what that does is it fucks your stomach up even more. The longer that you're on it, the more it cakes your stomach full of junk, and then you can no longer break down those proteins to develop those things in your brain. So I experienced it for about a good year and a half. And then I went to every doctor. I went to the best gastrologist in San Antonio. I went to all kinds of doctors, and everyone wanted to put me on drugs.
Damn.
Everyone. Like, oh, you're just depressed. And I'm like, dude, you don't know me. I'm not fucking depressed. And they're like, yeah, well, how about work? Is it stressful? And I was like, I sit at a desk. Like, no. Well, something going on in your relationship. I don't want to get too personal. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm telling you I'm not depressed. Quit trying to give me drugs. I still got prescriptions for fucking wicked drugs that they're just trying to give to you. Never took one, never filled the prescriptions. But yeah, I had to heal myself. And that was basically completely controlling what I ate. Bone broth was one. And then I had to learn what different plants did and things like that. So I had to heal myself. But I learned a lot during that time. And I found out that people suffer from this stuff for decades. Like their whole life, they're just depressed. But they don't know. It's what you're putting in your body. If you're drinking sodas and you're eating candy, sugar is a real bad one because that grows yeast. If you're drinking beer, that's real bad. That's real bad. It's horrible for you. And you need a break. Your stomach needs a break. It needs a break from alcohol. It needs a break from the sugars. It needs a break from the breads. Just chill out for about a month and a half, and you will be surprised on how much better you feel and how your skin glows. It's great. But I have friends that suffer from mental illness. And you said you got depressed. What happened there?
This was when I was living in Austin, probably 2013 or 14. I had already lost my mom. I had already been through a divorce. I had already gone to change career fields at a very good job at Cummins Allison in San Antonio. I had a company car. I had all the insurance benefits you can think of, and benefits you can think of. Then I moved to Austin off of 6th Street, West 6th Street, the really nice side. And I was working it was electrical engineering. I was working there for about 4 years, and then I got a DWI, and then I ended up getting laid off that same day that I went to court from the DWI. Mm-hmm. So it was a combination of a lot of different things. I was without a lot of friends that I used to always interact with all the time, always just through social media, right? That was the only interaction. It was a very dark and depressing time for me. So I remember after being laid off, I did get severance and unemployment, I believe, for a little while, but I had everything. Financially, I was fine. I just let things build up. In my mind, I was done. I just was going to, finally commit suicide, and just things got really dark for me. So I had a very interesting experience after that, which kept me from doing it. And I know now for a fact that I would never ever do it. So, which is kind of funny. I don't know if I wanted to share this, but yeah, I guess I'll share it. It was my sister and I. We don't really talk ever. So she doesn't know anything about me, like personally. Mm-hmm. I do it intentionally. I just don't do that. We're two different people, and we can handle each other in small doses. I think that's kind of how we feel mutually. So. Anyway, long story short, she had a dream of my late mother who delivered a message to her that I was going to do something that she didn't want me to do. And so because of that dream, she called me. And she texted me and called me and texted me. I ended up falling asleep staring at the ceiling or roof or whatever, at the ceiling that night with the light off. And I was going to do that the next day or that night, but I didn't stay awake long enough. I fell asleep. Mm-hmm. So when I woke up, it was to her phone calls and her texts. And she says, "Hey, Mom came to me in a dream." She was crying. "Mom came to me in a dream. She says for you not to do what you're going to do, that you can't." She went on and on and on about other things that were in my life that nobody knew. Mm-hmm. I was completely shocked. Mm-hmm. I have no idea how that happened, but to me, it basically felt like my mom came to me through my sister's dreams, because every time I would dream her, I would cry instantly. I'd get emotional and I'd wake up emotionally. So my physical body would be in tears, and I'd wake up from that sleep almost immediately when I recognized it was my mom. So when my sister told me that, I couldn't believe that she knew so much about me. So, wasn't her, it was my mom through that dream somehow. Mm-hmm. She's been dead since 2004.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. So at that point, I just promised my mom, because I felt like she knew what I was thinking. So I just told her in my mind that I won't ever do that. And I apologized to her and made peace with it. So that was it.
You ever hear about that study about the monkeys? I forgot what the name of the study is, but basically it was they were. I'm gonna fuck this up, but they were uh, teaching monkeys how to fish with spears, and then once one monkey did it, it's like monkeys on another island started doing it, and they had no communication with each other. It was really weird, and I'm sorry, I need to look that up because I'm fucking it up.
There is something in science that's something with particles, where in one lab they would do something to manipulate particles somehow, and then about 100 miles away or some distance away, in a completely unrelated experiment, particles would move in the exact same synchronization as, or the moment that you would do something to one side, the other side would do the same thing. So maybe that's where you're going with this. I don't know.
So the
But I don't
study
know what
is
it's
called
called.
the 100th monkey effect, and it's just basically when what they figured out is the 100th monkey. Basically, it's on Kojima Island, and they were washing sweet potatoes. That's what it was. They weren't fishing. They were washing sweet potatoes. They learned that they could eat sweet potatoes if they washed them. And by the time they all started watching what they were doing, it transferred over, and they all figured it out. So I think there's something to that. I don't know that we can explain it like that, but I think someone who's close to you that has that type of DNA probably just has some sort of primal instinct where she woke up and she was like, hey, and then maybe mystically something happened to where she dreamed that someone with such a dominant presence like your mom said, hey, you need to talk to Frank, and this is what you need to say. So, yeah, I can buy into that.
That's weird. I don't know. I have no idea. So I want to discredit you or credit you because I think it's just, to me, that experience with that much specific detail and further instruction, like on other stuff, it was enough. It was more than that. It was enough to change my life. I came out of depression and decided that I have to live my life with a smile every day, as much as possible.
Yeah.
And that's how I live it now. So for me, I try to make, so I look at it like this. Because my mama was my best friend, and I feel like whatever she wanted from me was probably the best because she had this crazy amount of love for me, right? She was a good mom. She cared about both of us, me and my sister, and then her grandbabies even more. So that being said, if you have that much love for somebody that is your creation or your creature, your son or daughter, whatever, you probably want them to live a very happy life.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense to me. So why not try to live that happy life every single day that I'm alive? So that's what I did, and that's how I've been living.
Good. I think our situations are kind of unique because mine was an illness that I was able to capture pretty quickly. But there are some people out there that are either traumatized or, and I don't want to discount anybody's thing, but if your biggest war is fighting with insignificance, then that means it's time to get involved in a real war. Like, go out in the world and experience failure and everything else, because insignificance is nothing. Like, we're all so significant that we can also be insignificant at the same time. That's how big it is.
You feel like that's an important one? Like like feeling insignificant or feelings of insignificant cause people to be depressed?
Oh, yeah. I know people on my Facebook that are like, I'm just going to stay home, and that's why I don't fuck with nobody, and I'm like, the clock's ticking, man. Like, your clock is ticking, and the only reason I believe that we're here is for human interaction. Do you know that study where if you don't touch a baby when it's born, it will die? If it gets no human contact?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Is that true, though? Is that scientific fact?
Yes. So if you do not touch a baby when a baby is born, like, you know how they hold the baby and they have to, because if they don't and you don't touch that baby, it will die. That's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
It has to have human interaction. And some people think that their kids are enough, hey, I'm not going out, hey, I'm not doing this, or I don't fuck with nobody because everyone's a snake or something like that. Man, that's not the way to live. Like, if you think communicating with your children is the most that's going to happen. I mean, the best thing that's ever going to happen. I mean, the world's going to be that big.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what kind of parent are you if you're not experiencing things so that you can pass that on to your children? The experience, at least, you know? I think human interaction is so, so important. Like, even just this.
Uh-huh. I think it is too.
Not so much social media, but I don't have a beef with social media until it consumes you.
That's the thing, though. Social media is just human interaction, but through images and text. And
yeah. It's kind of a con, though, because it's not authentic.
Yeah, it's exactly a con. Because
you can't look in someone's eyes, and you can't feel someone's skin, and you can't, look at their reaction when you say something. So I think it's different. Even people watching this is not real. Like, yeah. I'd rather sit down and have a drink with someone or
oh, yeah, dinner, absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's not real.
Because it's more authentic, and it's like a phone call versus a text messages. I mean, wait, hold up. Were you talking about endorphins? Is that what you were talking about? That was a chemical release not serotonin, but endorphins earlier in.
No. It's
that was the only one.
And the other chemical that everyone talks about. I can't believe I can't think of it.
Are you talking about DMT? I just thought of endorphins right now because I was gonna use it as a story when it comes to being authentic and being fake. Diet Coke, I like diet sodas better, and the problem with that is that in your brain releases endorphins whenever you consume sugar, and whenever you drink Diet Coke regularly. Dopamine. God,
I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Well, you ever have those moments
where
you're like sitting there all day, like, where did I see that girl at in the movie, and I can't figure it out, and you're just sitting there all day, like,
Yeah, it's just brain farts.
Good thing we have Google, man. Otherwise, we'd never be able to figure it out. Oh, sorry. I don't know who that is.
But the Diet Coke basically tricks your brain into releasing in these endorphins, and then your brain gets smart enough, and it says, nah, that's bullshit. That's not real sugar. And then it doesn't know when real sugar is in there, so it doesn't release. So you essentially kind of mess your brain up a little bit.
Sugar's bad, man. Yeah. Even I know I'm gonna get shit for this, but sugar, even in fruits, is still fucking sugar.
Yeah.
Like, I know way overweight people, like, that tell me I have a glass of juice every morning, and that's healthy. And I'm like, but is it?
Well, it's healthier, right?
No.
How is it
pure
not?
Sugar.
Oh, because you're saying that once sugar is in your blood, it gets sticky, and then everything that sticks to it is like...
Breakfast is exactly that. Break fast. You're breaking your fast. You're going to break your fast with sugar? Like, that's nuts to me.
So, but you're saying that a pineapple is worse, or some pineapple is worse than a bar of Snickers?
Do the same.
The same?
Mm-hmm. Do the same.
I don't know enough
In fact,
about that.
Have the Snickers because it tastes better.
Fuck no, I love pineapple better, dude.
Me too. You know when pineapple's great? Right after sex.
Really?
Dude, pineapple after sex.
Never thought
pineapple
about that.
Oranges, but peeled and not sliced.
You know what? I used to think that was the best fruit in the world, but then I was introduced to cherry plums. Fucking amazing, dude. You have to try them. Yeah.
No, I've had.
You have?
I've got all kinds of fruits.
That's like the best for me.
Unfortunately, I had my DNA pulled for all of my, I had a good friend of mine. He pulled my DNA, and then he was able to analyze what I have allergic reactions to, and I swell up on fruit. And when we went to Thailand, if you look at my pictures, you're like, holy shit, what happened? Because I worked out hard before I went there. Because I always do that. Before I take a trip, like right now, before I take a trip, I go hardcore on a good diet because I want to look good. But I didn't know, because you go to a place like Thailand or something like that, and you're eating their fruits, and you're like, man, these are amazing. Dude, you look at some of those pictures, and you're like, what the fuck? I was so swollen, and I looked fat.
Really?
Yeah, bad. But yeah, I have an allergic reaction to fruit, so I should just probably stay away all the way from fruit.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I have a lot of Polynesian ancestry in me, so like fish is really good for me. Real good. Anyway, so we were on depression or mental health issues. And there's a lot of people out there that I was saying, like, that are on SSRIs, and
What is that?
They're on antidepressant pills.
Okay.
And I'm not saying cold turkey those, but if you're experiencing weight gain, Xanax and all those, they just destroy your gut. Like, I read everything on them. Just absolutely destroy your gut. So whatever you're eating, your body doesn't know how to process it. It doesn't break it down, so it's stuffing it in your ass and in your belly. It doesn't know what to do. So that, and if you are, there's a lot of things you can do for dopamine. Get your diet right, work out a little bit. And I'm not saying go crazy, just a little bit. Like, some people, they do their first workout and they want to do like a CrossFit workout. You know what? Like, running in place or just something simple. Test it out. The next day, if you're not sore, pick it up a little more. But don't do anything stupid. I work out for probably about 30 minutes 3 times a week. That's it. I'm an old man. It hurts. So I don't try to kill myself. Yoga every day though. But even yoga, do yoga. Stretching, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So what do you think, what do you say to those that are in depression right now, that are watching this podcast? How do you feel?
My heart's with you, truly. And if you are on SSRIs or something like that, then don't cold turkey them, because I lost 2 friends that cold turkey. And immediately they killed themselves. And that's scary. So don't cold turkey it. Just wean yourself off, lower your dosage. But don't do that without getting your diet right. If you know you're not going to get your diet right, then whatever. I mean, you're unfortunately probably going to be like that for the rest of your life, which sucks. But if you know you want to work towards something, you don't want to be depressed anymore, then you need to take care of that body. There's mind, body, and soul. And unfortunately, depression fucks with all 3.
Yeah. You know how I have love for memes, right?
Mm-hmm. You get another one?
I got another one that's really good.
Right.
And this is kind of helping me out too. So to those depressed, for whatever reason, you know, I feel your pain. I've been there. I can tell you that things get better. You just got to give it some time. Grieving, nobody can tell you anything about that. It's a process that we have to go through, unfortunately, in our lives, that we each handle differently. There's no timeline. There's no set order of things. It's something that you have to go through on your own time. But I saw this meme that kind of makes sense, and it helps me. And it states, marriage is hard, divorce is hard, choose your hard. Obesity is hard, being fit is hard, choose your hard. Being in debt is hard, being financially disciplined is hard, choose your hard. Communication is hard, not communicating is hard, choose your hard. So life will never be easy, it'll always be hard, but we can choose our hard. Choose wisely. I think it's pretty good, because you're going to go through struggles regardless. And it's going to be tough regardless, but you can choose the path, you know, which difficult path you're going to feel better in, I guess, you know, to how to make quality of life better. Live life like me, in my opinion. I think it's great, because be happy, or try to be happy with everything that you do. Don't let any rules or guidelines or things affect you to making your life unhappy. I did that for a while. I lived by other
let's
people's
talk about
standards.
something for real, since I got you and you're bringing that up. Mm-hmm. When you lived in Austin, you were in really great shape. Mm-hmm. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no. When I lived in San Antonio, I was getting in really good shape.
So it's not
the being able to, not even the alcohol, to be honest.
It's alcohol.
No.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Definitely not.
Yes.
The reason I say no is because alcohol, to me now, I only do it because I'm bored. I only go and drink because I'm bored. So the only reason that you see me not fit now is because of a choice. I choose not to be.
Why?
Because it's diet, and it has to do with scheduling, cooking. Having the correct diet, to me, is the key. In fact, I've made strides in my own personal life before this conversation, actually today, on how to get a better diet. Mm-hmm. I've reached out to people to try to figure out how I wanted to go about things, because I don't cook. But
So let's do something. Let's hold you accountable. When are you going to start?
I don't know. As soon as I'm ready.
That's some bullshit, dude.
It's whenever I'm ready.
That's the bitch in you.
You can't make anybody do anything they don't want to do.
But you need to fucking step it up. Like, life is short.
No, I know.
Life is short, man. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing, man? Like, when I met you, you were in great shape. And not only that, when we moved the hot tub, like, you got some power. Why don't you use that, man?
No, I mean, I plan to. I do. I plan to.
So when? Give me a day.
The day that I'm ready.
Give me a month.
I can't give you a month or a day because my living situation is very difficult right now. I don't have access to kitchen supplies, my own, like, it's just different. It's difficult. So I need to be in my own place. Right now I have roommates. I need to be in my own place. I need to have my own, I have to have my mind there. And when I get my mind there, you'll see pictures. I got skinny pictures that you guys would be shocked with, and I don't know.
It don't matter.
I
Those
don't know
are
if you
old.
can put them on here, but yeah, they're there. So it's possible for me to do
I'm
it.
talking about now, man.
Now it's just whenever I feel like it.
Man, that's
whenever I
some
feel like
bullshit.
it.
I'm disappointed.
I'm too headstrong, man. I'm not gonna listen to anybody. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do.
Headstrong. Headstrong is going on a diet.
No,
You're doing what you're supposed
that's what I'm
to do,
telling you.
regardless of circumstances.
This meme has helped me, and it's getting me there. Like I said, I just reached out to some people yesterday and today about diet. So for me, I know how to get there. I'm gonna get there. It's just
Give me a month. Is it this year?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. This year. Give me a month. Give me a season.
I'm gonna give you a late month because
Give
I
me a
know
season, then.
I'll give you fall of this year. I'll probably be different.
Okay, so October.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna start.
No, I'll probably be on the way.
What do you mean on the way?
I would have already started by October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're gonna be fit by October.
No, I'll have started for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna be fit because I'm a big motherfucker. I'm 308 pounds. Like, that's a lot.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm 6 foot tall. But what's weird to me too is that some guys that are like 250, they look huge compared to me, and I'm like, but their body's different. They have a lot less muscle or something, or heavy bone mass, or I don't know what it is. But those are some very big looking obese guys compared to me too. Like, it's crazy. I don't know how I weigh so much. Heavy bones, heavy muscles, heavy structure, big wide structure. I have no clue. Maybe because of my height, 6 feet. I don't know.
I don't know. I just know that I'm gonna hold you accountable to
October. By October, I'll have started for sure. Because I don't plan on living here like forever. Like, and actually, maybe not even skiing. I don't know. We'll see. I have no clue where I'm gonna be at. But I'm gonna be happy wherever the fuck I am. That's for sure.
Yeah. Who knows what the future brings? Like, because me and Ali are trying to move.
Really?
Together.
Out of here?
We want to move to Bali.
Dang, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice, and not only that, it's $2,600 a year to live there.
No way.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
You gonna have a car?
Probably not. A little moped. You don't need a car.
No?
Nuh-uh. No, I'm going to take all of my earnings and move over there. And your dollar goes so much further. And
Yeah.
people are just awesome. They have a Hindu background, so I that's where we're going to go, at least at first. But, we're so in love with traveling that there's also, like, Paris. Dude, Paris just sparkles, man. Like, it's an old, grungy town, but it just sparkles. I want to live there for a little bit, and then I want to move on.
I want to move north of Spain. What country is that?
Let's
Europe?
wait.
Europe?
Yeah.
Right in
Yeah.
the area? Yeah.
Yeah, so Spain is great. We do want to move to Madrid. I want to die in Madrid. And then that's it.
I was told that with about 15,000, I could move to Spain and be happy. The only problem is I have close family members. Not a lot of them, but my nieces and my nephew, they mean a lot to me, and I don't want to just leave. And my dad, too, he's still living. He's an old man now, so I kind of don't want to leave them behind and never be able to come back to see them again, because it's a long way. But I don't know how much flights cost either yet, and then I have a dog, so there's some ties here that I need to.
Yeah, it's gonna be real difficult. You got a lot of obstacles. But like in Bali, they worship dogs, so they don't let you really bring one there. I mean, it's a process. So we're just going to wait until Kimball passes, and then we're going to take off.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
our
cool.
goal.
That's awesome.
That's
what about
our
your
goal,
family?
isn't it? I mean, how often do you really talk to your close family? If you're a family person, I get it, but...
Some people are, yeah. I mean, it's just different for everybody, but you and Ali in particular, she's close to her mom, isn't she?
Yeah, but, I mean, phone calls and stuff like that, FaceTime, you know, I can't let my love for somebody else distract me from my goals.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. And that's what my wife wants, that's what I want, and it's destined to happen. It's in our book, and so far, everything that we have in our goal book, we've knocked it out of the park. And that's another thing. It's so important to write those down when you got a spouse. Sit down and say, hey, what do you want? And then your spouse should be trying to help you work towards that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important. It's great. I love it.